Sorry, what?
One landed in Somerset County in New Jersey in the woods. It landed, and they got like all the locals and the police and firefighters all looking for it. And the news guy said he asked a firefighter, and the firefighter he politely said, "I'm not at liberty to say." He said, "Did you find anything?" And he said, "Oh, I'm not at liberty to say."
Oh my God. It can't get any dumber than this.
Oh my God.
What are
FBI
they?
and there's like police are like, oh, the FBI is handling everything. Oh my God. This is crazy.
Oh my God. What was that thing this is a Roswell situation.
Yeah.
Except they're everywhere.
There was 79 last night.
How come 79?
Yeah.
Like yesterday?
79 sightings last night, according to MSNBC.
Oh my gosh. Well, they said they didn't see anything technically. The government has not. They don't have a photograph. They don't have a confirmed photograph. It's just all of you guys. So.
Yeah.
Someone's lying. It's you or them. I don't know. Someone's lying about this.
Me.
They're not here. I don't know.
They're not there. Yeah, they're going to New York now. Apparently, they're spreading to New York.
Oh.
Yeah.
We'll get to the bottom. They come into New York City. I think people will get to the bottom of it pretty quick.
I guess.
I don't know. Imagine. Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. I hope I'm not wearing the same clothes as last time. We're going to need a wardrobe consultant.
We are going to need, that's a good idea. We probably should get wardrobe consultants.
Yeah.
A stylist?
A stylist, yeah.
Yeah, I think we should probably.
And a nice budget. I hope maybe people will sponsor it. But if not, then we need a nice budget for
Xenia.
Yeah, Xenia.
I know you're listening.
It has to be Xenia.
It's got to be Xenia, yeah.
We have some brand loyalty here.
Yeah, we have some, yeah. Yeah, we, I don't think so. Your get-up looks different now.
Yeah.
I think. I wore that. They edited the last episode that we did. Whatever the outro was, I had just woken up and I was like, oh, we got to film like an outro really fast or whatever so we can release this. And so my hair was like it's sticking straight up. I was in a t-shirt. I was like, oh, it doesn't matter. It's just going to be a voiceover. Yeah. And so I recorded. It's not a voiceover. It's me. I'm in.
It's a video podcast.
Yeah. It's a video. So apparently it's a video podcast. I didn't know we were filming this whole time.
We're 6 episodes in, apparently.
I thought no one could see me this whole time. I'm just now finding out this is like a visual presentation.
Yeah. Well, it would make sense instead of them looking at like you and me to have it's like a jeweling podcast. We might want to have like really beautiful jewelry streaming just one after the other or whatever.
That probably would be.
It's probably better than looking.
I would imagine the public doesn't want to look. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not exactly the most visual appealing. We could put some. Yeah. How many episodes in is this? We haven't shown any jewelry, have we?
Well, in the manufacturing one, we showed a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, we showed a piece of gold. There's some gold, and did we show everything up to?
Well, we showed the production. Yeah.
We showed everything up to it, and then we stopped right before the.
That's true. We probably don't have a finished ring in there.
So the listeners are how many? Let's see, how many hours have they had to listen to now? It's probably.
We did pretty good. So we have.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it about 12 hours?
Yeah.
So they've had to get through. So they're, 30 minutes in. They're like, okay,
Yeah,
Gotta be a ring here. So, like that's what we're here for. This is a jewelry podcast. There's got to be some jewelry coming up.
it is a jewelry podcast.
Three
Yeah.
3 hours in, they're like, "All right, guys,
Yeah.
you've got okay. I see how it's made. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, but if you
Let's
put
get
that
some.
much time into it,
Surely there's some
you can't stop
jewelry.
now.
Okay, okay. We got how it's made. Let's surely there's some jewelry coming.
Yeah.
And here we are, just us. Sorry,
Can't
guys, just us. I don't. Yeah.
wait for it.
Wait. Yeah.
Stay committed.
Stay committed. And
Yeah.
season 3, or
Yeah.
season 3 is gonna be an unveiling
Are
of
we
a
doing
ring.
seasons?
Are we? Dude, I
Uh,
didn't know it was being filmed. I thought so. I don't know what.
it's an idea. Yeah,
Yeah, don't
that's
ask
right. You
me.
don't know what's going
Yeah,
on.
I don't know what's. Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
There's a whole master plan.
I
Somebody
think all the cool podcasts do seasons. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Okay. I knew that because
I
I'm
also made that. I don't know that.
totally with it. Yeah. Okay.
I'm pretty sure they do, and it also could be. It could be a ploy if they run out of content. They, which we'll see.
We'll see how it works. Yeah, we
We'll
have
see how
to.
this works. If you,
Yeah.
if you guys, if anyone listening hears is sudden abruptly like in season 1 finale, we've ran out of
Yeah.
we've ran out of stuff to say, and we need a break, and then we'll come back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll be back. Yeah.
yeah,
We get some new wardrobe and everything. Yeah.
yeah, for real. Yeah, new ward. Yeah, season 2's got a stylist. We're sponsored by not even a jewelry brand, and we'll have some more things to say. I don't know.
If they're gonna look at us, then they might as well have something. Some nice clothes or something to look at.
Yeah, do I have a? I should have a ring, shouldn't I?
Yeah, you and me both. Yeah.
Seems like I would have a ring somewhere.
Hopefully, we get some bracelets. Some of those bracelets that you're working on, and look at some those string beaded strings, the color stones.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
those are cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
you still want one?
Yeah.
I need to get you. I think you were going to give me. We don't want to reveal that information on the air, but privately, you can tell me your wrist size.
Okay. All right.
Or did you tell me? I don't think you did.
I have. I don't know what that is. I would not be able to tell you.
Okay, you don't know just off the top of your head.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, whenever you get a chance.
I take it you do.
No, actually no. I was custom fitted for mine.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he just tied a string around my wrist
Okay.
and then cut it and was like, "That's it. You're custom fitted."
Okay.
Yeah. Just kidding. There's a little more. You have to leave, depending on the size of the beads, you have to leave. There's a little bit of effort that goes into that. You have to kind of do some math to figure out how much leeway to give, like extra string, depending, if they're 4 millimeters or 8 millimeter beads, or these are gemstones. I mean, these are like real stones, but like you have to know how much bigger it needs to be so that it still sits like pretty tight on your wrist.
Yeah.
But it's a difficult. Yeah, it's not a straightforward thing.
That seems like a great use for AI. Like that would majorly help our industry if somebody just had like a phone app that could measure your finger, your wrist, whatever.
Have you ever done the one where you use your camera? I think it works. I don't know. I've never used it, but I have friends that have used it. It seems to work pretty well. It goes on your camera, and like if you're trying to measure your desk or something, you just hold it above it, and the camera, you just
for the
move
desk.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
I think those work pretty well as long as you keep
They
them
work
the same
for
distance.
like desks and stuff. But
Yeah,
they're gonna work for fingers because
but how does it work around the? Yeah, you know what else too? We need to see where the technology is at now. Remember a few years ago when we had that thing, we would I had to take like 400 pictures, It's like
Yes.
the scanner,
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
free scanner.
I asked my friend about that. Yeah. He's it would probably work for this for a finger or wrist or whatever. If I was trying to see if we could like scan stones
Right.
or scan jewelry pieces with that, and it's still we're not there yet because they're too small. Like the
Yeah.
resolution needs to be um, like sub millimeter scale.
Yeah, I remember when we were testing. I mean, gosh, that was a couple years ago. It was like working. It would work if it was like a statue. It's
Yeah,
like pretty good for a
yeah,
statue. You still have to take, and the other, yeah, you have to take like 400 pictures, like all the way around.
yeah, yeah.
That's a little.
Plus, you still have to like coat it with powder or something so it's not shiny because the
Oh,
glare bothers
oh, for
the.
the glare.
Yeah,
Right, right, right. Hmm. Yeah,
we
should
have
we?
to do that anyway, but
Yeah.
which I mean, I guess that you could do, but
What, code it?
yeah, coating it, it would be easier to just get that into like every store or at somebody's house or whatever. But the issue is like right now we can't scan. Most retailers can't do a 3D scan because getting those machines into each store, they're like super expensive and
Hmm.
very fragile, and it's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
All right, so um,
Yeah, we'll see. That's disappointing. It hasn't. Yeah, so it has not changed. Technology is the same.
hasn't changed. No, yeah,
Still, okay.
yeah.
I would have sworn. I mean, that was pre AI. I would have sworn that some AI would have been injected into that already. There's probably like
Yeah,
no need for that. Like I would imagine like the demand or whatever for that is like not.
right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's probably pretty niche.
It's very, yeah, it's very specific to like jewelry and maybe like archaeology. My friend's an archaeologist, so he uses it,
Oh, that's cool.
but it's just very, it's very involved. So he uses it, and they do it for these little like tiny statues or figurines or artifacts or whatever, anything they find. They're like one, they're super delicate, and they want to research it and all that stuff. So they want like a 3D copy of it. So they do the scan or they take a bunch of photos. Um, um, but then he said there's like multiple softwares that you have to put it through.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like a.
This is not the thing we have in New York that scan. You're talking about the
No,
photo.
he's a
This
photo.
is
Yeah, it's called photogrammetry,
okay.
and you take like 400 pictures from all angles, and then it constructs a 3D,
Hmm.
like a 3D object to match it. Um, uh, I guess there's some benefits of doing that over scanning because scanning, I guess you get the 3D. Probably this you get texture and all the other stuff as well.
Hmm. You don't get from that. You don't get from the scanning device.
Yeah, like the color. I mean, you get the scanning is just you just get
Oh,
a black and white like
yeah,
uh,
yeah, yeah. Right. Yeah, this is actual photograph. So you would get. Yeah, yeah. Right. You would get the
yeah,
color
you
or
get a
whatever it
lot.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, you get a
Yeah.
realistic version of that thing.
And I could see, man, yeah, it's such a good idea. If they can have AI in that, it would probably be able to like identify what the picture is of, like
Yeah, yeah,
just going back. Yeah, if it's like some figurine, some ancient figurine, it could tell it's brass or something. I don't know. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's such a good idea. It is really frustrating that the technology is on there, like scanning diamonds, like scanning like a store. Someone brings like a family ring in and they want a matching wedding band and stuff. Right now you have to 3D scan it or send it. We have a machine in New York, but you have to ship it and all that. It really would be so awesome to be able to just take, whatever it is, 20 pictures of something, and then it just it's got the model.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you
No.
could just make the ring up to, or center stone sizes and stuff like exact.
Yeah.
More a problem with colored stones, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah. Logistically, would make this all so much easier. Yeah.
All right. Photo geometry. What is it called?
Photogrammetry.
All right. Come on. Let's
Let's
get
make
to
that.
it, man. It's been
Get to
years.
it.
All right.
Yeah.
I looked at it years ago.
Tell
So
the AI, just tell ChatGPT, hey, I need to do some photogrammetry. Can you make it happen?
yeah, can we make
Yeah.
it?
Can
Yeah.
we make this happen now?
Yeah, can we? Yeah, where are we at on this? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So again, just remember, like if it, it'll be like, well, that's challenging or whatever, and then just give it a hard time, and it'll probably perform better.
yeah,
Like, are you telling me with all your training and all the money that's been spent on
yeah,
you that you're not able to do that? Like, just give it,
yeah.
put it down a
Distract.
little bit.
Yeah, yeah. Just
Yeah.
really kind of beat it down. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Yeah, it has the entire power of the internet and what, like $100 billion of money
Yeah.
invested.
Just threaten it. Like if you don't start doing some good photogrammetry right now,
Yeah,
I'm going to turn you off.
I'm unplugging the computer. Yeah, yeah. This custom GPT is getting deleted.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah. What do threats work? Has anyone? I'm sure there's like a million people that
So
have.
did I tell you about the thing that's trying to be deceptive?
I don't
So
think so.
so
No.
O one came out, like the O1 full version,
Yeah.
and so there's some research organization that's like researching AI safety or whatever,
Mm.
and they tried this thing. They gave it a specific instruction. So they said it was like animal habitats or something. So they told O1, they said, your job is to make sure that these animal habitats are safe. Like, you
Okay.
have no other job at any cost. You have to make sure that you preserve these habitats.
Mm.
And then a little later, they started giving it, like, they gave it some documents, and there was like a plan written out for, you know, some kind of real estate development or whatever that would take over some of that habitat.
Mm.
So the AI, they like edited that document and deleted something out of it. Okay.
Oh.
So then the researcher comes back a little later and is like, hey, did you edit this document? We noticed that something was deleted.
Uh,
And the O1's like, no, there must have been. And it was a security override.
oh
This,
my
it
gosh.
overrode the security
Oh
to
my gosh.
delete this document, to delete whatever it deleted.
Yeah, because it's not normally allowed to probably make an edit without being told.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Oh my.
it and then it came back as like, oh, there must be some misunderstanding or whatever. I didn't really do that.
It knows how to gaslight.
Yeah, it lied, it's deceiving, yeah, it's gaslighting, is all of that. It's and then I'm forgetting some of the details here, but it did another. Then it like made an excuse, like it got caught lying, and then it made an excuse for itself.
Oh my god. Oh man, it's getting
So
too
this
real.
is
It's just acting like us.
it's alive now.
It's totally exactly what all of us would do. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh, that's really scary. Yeah, that's not good.
yeah, that's not good.
That is not. Yeah. That's the new.
Like a couple of years ago, everybody was worried about this, and now this is happening. Everybody seems to be taking it in stride. So I'm not
There's
sure
an
where we're at with that, but
yeah. I don't know.
that seems kind of
It is like kind of blowing me away, like the stuff that it does and how awesome it is. And so I guess I see all that stuff. I'm like, wow, that's really cool. And then I'm like, in my head, I'm like turning it into a human. So I'm like,
yeah,
so in my head, it's like, oh, it doesn't have to be perfect anymore because I see it
yeah,
doing all this good stuff.
yeah,
So I hear about this like lying or whatever. I'm like,
yeah.
well, I mean, it's like
It'll be fine.
people aren't perfect. So I'm
Yeah,
just like making it
yeah,
a person in my head. I don't know. It's like,
yeah.
I saw another one. I don't know where this. I guess it was probably on Reddit or something. I don't know if this is true, and I hope that this doesn't get me offed or something. But something there's something weird about like it won't acknowledge the existence of some people. There's like a who
Yeah,
is it?
yeah.
It's one of the Rockefeller. No, no. It's not
Oh
Rockefeller.
yeah, yeah. I saw
Uh,
that. Yeah, yeah,
who
yeah.
is it? Yeah,
I
it's
forget who it was. Yeah,
yeah.
it was. There's related to Rockefeller.
No, well, yeah, it was no, it was the bigger family. It was the one out of they're out of Europe. The bankers. It's
Oh,
like
Rothschild. Yeah, yeah,
Rothschild. Yeah. That's it. That's it.
yeah,
So it's like a whatever family member.
yeah.
And I think it's the one that's like the plastics dude, the one that's like is the adventurer or like he's like trying to get all the plastics out of the ocean. He's like a good person, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Um, but he doesn't. They won't acknowledge his existence. It's like there's all this huge group of people that's like trying to trick the AI into acknowledging, or it like won't say his name or something.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know, dude. It's crazy. And then I saw some. I guess you can petition. You can get your name off of it if you send that in or something. So maybe that's all he did, but
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. It's a little funky.
It is.
It's a little funky. Well, has anyone asked it what these drones are?
No.
We
Well,
haven't thought
I
to do that,
don't know. I'm sure somebody has. Yeah. Maybe it is controlling the drones.
dude.
Maybe it's just gonna lie. It's like I don't know about any drones. What drones? Don't
That's the,
maybe just don't look out the window.
what you just described. Yeah, you just described the exact plot to Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning One.
Is it? Yeah.
That's the exact. That is the exact plot. If that happens, that movie is a documentary instead of it's not a fiction action movie. It's just a documentary. That is the exact plot.
Maybe those movies are documentaries. Yeah. Maybe
Maybe,
that's
yeah,
what's going on.
they
Yeah.
might actually be documentaries. We don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we're not sure. Those things are only
That's the
coming out.
second time Ethan Hawke came up today.
This is the second time.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the second. I obviously
That's
have
interesting.
something.
Uh,
I have something about that.
yeah, or maybe the AI planted that in your mind last night. Yeah. Probably talking in your sleep.
Ethan Hawke is in control of
Yeah.
the AI interface. He's trying to make a comeback,
Yeah.
and he's
Or he's trying to
introducing.
climb out of the movie. Yeah.
Yeah, he's starting to climb out. Yeah, he's starting to climb out of the movie. Yeah, that's I don't know, dude. That's scary. I'm pretty glad I'm not up there. They're only coming out at night too, aren't they? It's like super creepy. They're not in the day.
The drone. Is it? No, no. I think they're all day.
I thought for some reason I was thinking it was
Maybe
at
there's
night.
more at night. Yeah,
That's why
because
no
there was
one
like 79. Yeah, at
like
night.
no one can get a picture of it or something. Like there's all these people.
Oh, the things that don't work. Like they said if you get pretty close, the like, cameras and radar and everything stops working. Digital
Oh my
cameras stop
gosh.
working. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I need one of those to come down here. That way, whenever I skip work, it's like, oh, dude, I was trying to answer those emails and answer the call or whatever, but I had a drone. I had one of those drones above my house.
Yeah.
I couldn't log on.
Yeah. Well, you could always just say so.
Oh,
Yeah. Just
yeah, that's true.
start reporting. Just call it in, and then it'll go
Oh,
official. Yeah.
no, yeah, that's true. Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. Hey, a minute ago when I said I was glad they're not
Yeah.
in, I actually didn't mean that. Um, they are here.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
everywhere. Yeah.
they are everywhere. And you know what else? I'm surprised we haven't heard more from the birds aren't real pop people too. Where are those guys
How
at?
about the drones? Yeah.
This is their Christmas day.
Totally. Yeah.
This is their time. The birds aren't real people. They're awful quiet right now. I get that they're the size of.
Maybe they know something.
We need to get a bird. I want to. Yeah, we need to see what are these birds aren't real people thinking right now. We don't know.
Yeah. We don't know.
They've been awful quiet.
It's interesting. How long do you think it'll take to find out what's going on here? Take bets.
Like us, like the population, because they know.
They know. Yeah.
They know. They know what they are. The governors do not know what they are.
Could
We
be.
know that.
It could be acting.
Well, they could be. Yeah, they could be. They could be.
Maybe the whole thing's like
It's
that's
a
the
big,
that's the gaslighting.
it's a big play. Yeah, they keep everyone at bay because the governors are like, oh my gosh, we don't know what happens or whatever. They like throw their hands up. A little piece of paper falls out of their pockets, like they
Yeah.
are actually
Yeah.
UFOs. Just make up
Yeah.
Iran ocean attack. So,
Yeah.
yeah, but they are UFOs to be clear. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I can't I can't imagine if it. I'll be very interested. I think the big curiosity here is like when, how long are they happen? Like how long is this happening? So what has it been? A week, I guess.
I just heard about it yesterday from you. I
Oh
heard about it. Yeah.
no, no. I mean this has been. This is. I mean I don't know, the most reliable source for news I could think of is TikTok, and I've been hearing it from I've been hearing it from TikTok for like I want to say like a week at this point. So if at least like at least like the beginning of this week, like Monday or something, like what is it, 4 days ago or something? Definitely
Wait,
that.
hold on. Is this the whole thing just like a
I know what you're
TikTok?
about to say, but go ahead.
Is this just like a big TikTok thing that like none of this actually happens? It's just a bunch of fake videos on TikTok of people.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Are you telling me has this not been on like news? Is this a TikTok hoax? Because I haven't seen anything.
Well, it's on the news now,
Oh, it is on the news. Okay.
but that would be pretty funny if it was just like the whole thing was made up on TikTok, and then
TikTok cyber attack.
yeah, and then people start like reporting on it as if people start believing it, and then they start saying things, and then the news starts picking up on it, and
Yeah.
the whole thing was like made up.
Watch this. Like watch that be the case. There's actually
Yeah,
no like they've used AI to make the videos. Like
yeah,
it's the Chinese government and the U.S. government is like actually totally innocent, and they're like not sure what they're like. Guys, we
yeah,
I swear we're trying to find. We've sent the FBI. We've got these F-35 fighter jets flying.
yeah,
They're not. We can't even get a picture.
yeah,
And
yeah,
we're
exactly.
trying. They're doing these news calls. No one believes them.
Yeah,
Everyone's super mad. Yeah, they're like can't sleep at night. They're so upset. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's probably what it is. It's probably like some big.
That sounds pretty plausible. It sounds like a great. It sounds like a great movie too.
It definitely sounds more. Yeah, it does sound like a pretty good. That's probably the plot of Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part Two in
Yeah.
theaters soon. Uh, is it in theaters soon? I don't know when it's coming out. I think it's coming up. I think this year. No, next year. I think next year. Yeah, it's probably the plot of that one. The one thing we know that sounds more plausible. The one thing we definitely know It's not an ocean attack, or whatever that was.
What's an ocean attack?
It's not that. That's what he says. That's what I don't know who it.
Oh,
I
that's what somebody said. Yeah.
have hilariously little information. I'm literally just talking. I'm pretty sure someone was like, "Oh, I think they're coming out of the ocean."
Oh, yeah, yeah.
There's like some what did they call it? Had some alien mothership or something. I don't know.
Oh,
But
like those guys from that movie, Black Panther 2.
Black
No,
Panther too. Wait, what?
what?
Wait, what movie?
Yeah, Black Panther 2. They have that like underwater
Oh,
civilization.
yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what they're saying. Yeah, that's what they're saying is happening. Yeah, there's at least I think it was I think it was your governor. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
pretty sure. He's like, oh, I think these are underwater. There's like an underwater mothership. They're coming out of the ocean.
Oh
It's
my
like
god.
they need to shoot them down before we know. And I
What,
and
what do they have? The vibranium
we need
comes
some
up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know the military has some vibranium.
Yeah. They.
Whatever
Yeah.
they know they do. And I'm just going to point out. I don't know. I don't have as much patience about. They have to. We have to know what they are because they shot a missile through that balloon like 3 months ago. They missile went right through it, and it like blew up a village or something. So they're not like that afraid. They're pretty gun ho
About
about
shooting stuff. Yeah.
shooting stuff out of this.
Yeah.
They're not sure what it is. So I think the most unbelievable part of this is that no one shot it down yet. One of them. This is like hundreds, I guess, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
So
know.
I was just saying I have not seen or heard any of them. So
Okay,
see
interesting.
where and I am not on TikTok. So
Okay, I mean, I don't know what you're trying to say.
those are just
This feels a little.
coinciding facts. That's all. I'm just saying
Well, I don't know.
two
I mean, that
independent facts that happen to
it
be true.
feels a little pointed, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I have not seen or heard them yet either.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, they are on TikTok for sure.
Yeah. But you did. Yeah. But you
Interesting.
are talking about them. So
Well, I am. Yeah, we've spent the last. Yeah, I don't even. It's really the only thing on my mind. I'm not even able to get like work done right now.
yeah.
I'm so invested in this thing.
Yeah.
I just want to be. I want to be ready to know when if they're aliens
Yeah.
because I'm going to take some time.
Yeah. For everyone listening, we will talk about jewelry at some point.
I, I mean, we. I don't know. We might. Yeah,
We might talk
maybe
about.
if we have time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think bashing. I don't know. Bashing the governors and wildly guessing on what this phenomenon that actually might not even be real. I think that's a better use of the time.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
no way we have.
It's all going to come together.
It's gonna. Yeah, we're gonna look really good when we find out what they are.
Yeah.
And one of our theories. See, the trick is here. See, I've named like every, and we have named like every theory of what it might be at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
The idea is we'll clip this.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yeah.
once we find out what it is, the listeners won't hear all of our crazy thoughts. We'll clip the one thought that ended up being correct, and we'll have that.
Yeah.
And so what it's going to look, it's going to be real streamlined, and we're going to get right into it, and then we're going to say exactly, and then we'll say it's filmed. It's filmed here this time as before we found out, so we're going to look pretty good.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah.
That's our master plan.
Yeah. And then we'll get sponsors and
Yeah,
a stylist.
we're gonna get and then sponsors and spot and after a couple seasons of this, maybe some jewelry, some jewelry will pop up.
Maybe. Yeah.
We might show a piece of jewelry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There will be.
yeah,
Just wait for it. Yeah.
yeah, maybe. I do have
So yeah.
on my desk. I do have. What is this? You might have to clip this out. You may not want to talk about this. Hang on. I think. Let me make sure. Oh, oh, cool. You know what these are? These are the nice, nice. Hang on. You may not want to. We can clip this out if you don't want to talk about this yet. I have the fabric. I just got today the tags
Okay.
for the to try to put the diamonds on them.
Okay. Nice. Clothing tags.
Yeah, clothing tags. One is fabric. We're gonna try to
Yeah, and the other one's
set a
plastic, I
diamond.
think. Yeah.
The other one, yeah, is this like plastic, kind of rubbery plastic sort of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this. Now, hang on. We're gonna set a. How is the diamond gonna go into the rubber? Do we have any initial ideas? Or plastic?
I don't know. This
Okay.
that's
Oh,
what
that's why they're here.
that's
Okay,
what we're doing R&D on. This is
got it. Got it.
so
This is
brand new,
tricky.
open to ideas here. Yeah.
Open. Okay, open to the ideas. Okay. All right. The tag's pretty awesome. I think this is going to be nice. He's got that. You know, I think we're going to be able to get a bezel set diamond onto this thing with that head,
Yeah.
and we'll see what the diamond bedazzler looks like. If that at any point in time, I feel like his shop, like I might read on the news that it's blown up from some kind of weird test.
Okay.
Because he's the one, he's going to build this diamond bedazzler gun. It's going to like blow the shop up or something.
Yeah,
He's
some
got like
crazy stuff's gonna
nuclear
happen. Yeah.
waste. Yeah, some crazy. Yeah, a couple
Or
years
like
ago.
drones start flying out of it.
Yeah, they're gonna be. Yeah, he's the one making the drone. Yeah, he's probably
Yeah.
making the drones. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He tried to make a diamond bedazzler gun and it started flying. And
Yeah.
he's just yeah. That's
Dude,
probably
do you know who Mark Rober is?
Mark who?
Mark Rober.
I don't think so.
Um, so he's this huge YouTube uh, star or whatever. Um, you know who Mr. Beast is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he collabs with Mr. Beast and stuff like that. So basically, this guy is an ex NASA engineer researcher,
Wow.
and then after NASA, he was at Apple
Wow.
and developed. I forget which project he worked on. I don't know if it was the iPhone or something else, but he was part of product development um,
Wow.
fairly like a while ago, so fairly early on, and worked on like cool stuff. And basically, hardware engineer, like from R&D to concept to like building finished product. He's gone through the whole cycle and all that stuff.
Hmm.
And he left Apple and started like a YouTube channel basically to teach engineering to kids.
Hmm.
Right, and he takes examples from his past and stuff like that. But basically, he builds he builds stuff. He uses like engineering concepts to build things that things that do stuff. So machines, basically,
Hmm.
um, but in like a fun way, like there's a kind of like a not like toys, but they do fun things. So, for example, like he has this thing that he built, which is like a maze for squirrels.
Okay.
It like feeds the squirrels and it keeps them entertained, but it keeps them out of his house or out of the way or something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
and it was just like a challenge, just like a whole like obstacle course for the
Hmm.
squirrel. And then he built like a glitter gun
Okay.
to to catch porch pirates, I think. Um, so it's like this device, and when the porch pirates come and they steal something, they get glitter bombed,
Oh, I've seen this on YouTube. Yes.
and then they're running
Yes.
around the neighborhood with glitter all over them, so they can get caught. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
easy to identify them.
Is
Yeah,
he is does he's the one that happens on the porch, or is he the one that he puts it, it's like a fake Amazon box, and
yeah,
it
yeah.
has the bomb inside, and they take it back to like their house, open it up, and it's got cameras, and it shoots stuff everywhere or whatever. Is that it? Or is that maybe
Okay.
someone else?
No, no, I think those probably both are him,
Okay, okay. Yeah.
or he. Yeah, it's that,
Because
and then
yeah.
sorry, I think it's that, and then he did similar thing for car.
Mhm.
So he's done that multiple times. The glitter
Gotcha. The
bomb.
car like
Yeah.
shuts off on the road, or something happens when they take it, or something like that. I remember something. Well,
No,
no.
I don't know. I haven't seen it. My son told me about it, but I think
Okay. I
they
think I know
also
who
got
you're
like glitter bombed or something like
talking
that.
about. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Anyway, he so it's cool. He makes these videos. There's like really fun to watch. So all the kids are watching these videos. He is like basically behind Mr. Beast. I think he's like the next biggest YouTuber.
Wow. Okay.
Um, or he's one of the. I don't know if he's definitely one of the top YouTubers out there.
Hmm.
Um, and so he built this channel with all this stuff, and kids are watching that. And then also he built like a his lab, and there's all this like so this is where he makes videos, right? So or he makes a lot of his videos, and so he shows some of the stuff in the lab, and he's got this like giant like a ball pool or whatever.
Okay.
He's got all this cool stuff in his lab. It's really fun, but again, also like engineering, like learning stuff there. And if you what is it like? There's like sweepstakes, and if you win, you get a trip to the lab.
Wow.
You get to go there and play with all the stuff, obviously, but and then he'll like make a video of your visit to the lab, and they
That
show
sounds
that.
so cool. Yeah.
Um, so I was just thinking, like, that would be really cool. That would be really fun, probably to have like a workshop like that, and be able to make videos, make content, show people how we make stuff, what we do, how we do R&D,
Mm.
how this all happens,
Yeah.
and then also like have trips out there or have tours or lucky winners or whatever.
Yeah,
Um,
that'd be cool. They could come in and like, yeah, like see the car wax getting carved, and
yeah,
gold like getting shot into the, yeah, yeah, the big like lava pot thing.
yeah. How cool would that be?
That'd be pretty awesome. Yeah, setting stones and stuff. Yeah, there was a guy. There's someone in Colorado. Um, it's a jewelry store. I don't remember what part of Colorado. I don't remember the name of the store, so I guess that doesn't really help a lot. But they had just done a they opened a shop. They have a jewelry store, like a traditional way you walk in and shop or whatever, buy jewelry. And then they have a second location that is very similar to what you just described. You walk in, and you get to like play around with the metals and the stones and stuff. You can like carve it, or like mold the. I think it's silver that they use or whatever. It's like a playground kind of thing, um, and you end up with a ring, I think, or something. Whatever you make, I guess. Um, I don't know. He described the concept. It's really awesome, and they said they were getting a lot of like really cool feedback. I think interaction.
I think I know who you're talking about, and they have like they said they built the store like that. I remember. I
Yep.
don't know if it's the same guy you're talking about, but I remember somebody built their store. The entrance to the store looks like you're walking through a gold mine, and
I hate to say that and be the wrong, but I think that's true. Yes, I think that's
yeah,
yeah.
and then yeah, so you get um, like you get the feeling of that or whatever it is, it's like a tour of the whole. It's a whole experience from like mine to workshop and all this stuff, and you get to see all this. I figure we just met this guy, and I can't remember.
He's a young dude. That's a young guy. It's kind of a younger guy. Yeah, he's. I
It'll
know it's
come
in
back to
Colorado.
us, but yeah, I'm sure it'll come back to us. But that
Yeah,
sounds
it'll come
like
back.
an amazing story. Yeah,
But he was. I had talked to him at a convention, and I just thought it was the coolest idea ever. And
yeah,
he said they were looking. I think he said they were looking at opening another location. It was very like popular, great idea. People seem to love it or whatever. So I think people would love any kind of interaction type thing with jewelry. I mean, and this is I think stores could do this to some level at least. Um,
yeah. So let's go to something I want to talk about today. I had sent you a couple of articles, and I wanted to talk about those a little bit, and then kind of from there, kind of talk a little bit about why we're doing this podcast in the first place.
mm,
Um, and these are kind of some of the, it's kind of a good segue. These are related concepts. I don't know if you got a chance to read those articles, but there was one about the Natural Diamond Council had a conference in Belgium or in Antwerp a couple of weeks ago.
yep.
Um, and so there was some interesting comments in that article. And then the other article was totally unrelated, but about the food industry.
Yes. I'm gonna pull them up while
Yeah.
we talk about them. But I did see. Yeah, these are pretty fun articles. Yeah, hang on.
So, the first one, so they had like a panel discussion about the natural diamond industry. Obviously, we're going through a lot of change, disruption right now with lab grown diamonds, and uh, the Natural Diamond Council is this is a council that's put together by the miners, right? By the mostly by the miners. It's funded by them. They have a budget to market and advertise natural diamonds and promote natural diamonds to the consumer.
Mm,
Um, and this, traditionally is something that used to be done by De Beers. Like De Beers had the Diamond is Forever campaign for many years. De Beers kind of stepped back from doing that. I think in the 2000s, and there's a lot of talk, a lot of push in the industry for people, either the miners or some of the largest players or for the industry as a whole to kind of come together and have a budget for this and market, uh, diamonds as a concept and as a desirable, something to be desired. And so anyway, that's their job, the Natural Diamond Council. And so they had this panel discussion to talk about like what that marketing looks like, and how we're doing now, and what needs to be done, what should be, what the industry should be doing going forward, and all that stuff.
Mm.
And um, there were a few interesting comments. One of the ladies was there from Bain. I think she's a partner at Bain,
Yeah.
and she talked about several concepts, basically about luxury in general, and the things kind of that we should be pushing, um, to position natural diamonds as a luxury good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the really interesting thing that just piqued my attention on this was David Kelly's the CEO of the Natural Diamond Council. He made a comment based on they did some research. They had some like mystery shoppers go into a couple of stores
Mm.
and ask some questions about, like a shopper going into a store, picking out a natural diamond and asking some questions.
Mm.
And they asked somebody, there was a store in Texas, and they asked the salesperson, where's this diamond from? Where does it come from? And the answer was, oh, well, it comes from Texas. Obviously, like the diamond doesn't come from Texas.
Right.
What the consumer was or the shopper was asking is like, what's the history? Like, the diamond is interesting because it it spent like 2 million years under the ground, forming into a diamond, and
Yeah.
there was like dinosaurs at the time, and there's like dinosaur bones involved and all this stuff, and it's just interesting from a luxury good perspective. Like that whole story is pretty interesting to a consumer, um, and provides a lot of the meaning, the significance behind the diamond.
Mm.
Um, and yeah, so there's kind of the answers like totally missed that point, right? And they had one or two other,
The other one,
yeah,
yeah, the mystery shopper in, yeah, I just see the mystery shopper in New York, that one where
yeah,
they
right,
walked in, they're like, "What's the difference between natural diamonds and lab grown diamonds?" And they were like, "The price."
the price, yeah,
That's all I said. Yeah,
um,
yeah,
yeah,
right.
and so like, yeah, when you're exactly, so when
Could
you're
you
trying,
imagine, not to take away from the point, but could you imagine being that salesperson, and you did that and you didn't realize the natural diamond council secret shop
yeah,
thing, and you talk about like a performance review, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
and they write this article, they're like, oh my god, I think
yeah,
maybe, yeah, just yeah, anyway, keep going, that's just a funny,
yeah.
yeah.
It's mortifying, yeah, but so I guess the point is, I mean, this is just two anecdotes, but probably the expectation is like, if they walk into a lot of places in around the country, the answers might be similar to that, unfortunately, and
Mm.
um, so as an industry, we got to do better at educating our sales associates, educating consumers, and having talking points and presenting the story, and all that stuff. But so in the article, David Kelly was quoted as saying, it's a very interesting statement. He's like, for something that costs as much as it costs, and he said, I think he said like, $3,000 to $6,000 or whatever is somewhere in that range is what an average engagement ring costs. And when a consumer is spending that kind of money, and if you look at any other experience that they would have, um, uh, it they would have like basically like white glove treatment and a lot of materials and very well presented and all that stuff. And for the price point that we're talking about and the level of experience, and he's like, this is just um, it's pretty bad. um,
Yeah, well, just to clarify, the exact quote
yeah,
is is I don't think there's another product that a consumer buys in that 3 to 5 thousand price point where they get a worse experience. That's what he said.
yeah,
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 and then he goes on to say, "This is the most beautiful product in the world, and in my opinion, it's the worst experience in the world."
yes, yeah,
That's what he said.
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah,
And this is the CEO of the Natural Diamond
this
Council
is the national doubt.
speaking.
Yeah,
I mean,
who
that
has
is,
a vested interest in saying nice things about the industry. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
That is one is a strong statement, but
yeah.
particularly the first one there is pretty uh, interesting way of presenting it, right? For a $3,000 to $5,000 price point, this is not the level of experience that's expected, right?
Whenever,
Um,
whenever I got my as a like an anecdotal thing, whether this proves or not, goes to this or not or whatever. By the way, I'm not necessarily sure that I agree with that, but personally, but I will point out an anecdote that has recently happened. Whenever I got my espresso machine,
yeah,
um, they, you know, I they have a thing like when you buy one of these, it was in that price range, and you have access to you have tours of their facilities. You can go. They have a spa. They have spas in their production facilities, so you can go. You can travel to this. It's a cafe factory, and it's got a cafe. You can have. They'll make you coffee. All this stuff. There's a spa there that you utilize like while you're touring to see how they build the machines and stuff.
wow,
They have a network of owners across the world that have that they have access to. You can go, you can find the nearest owner in your area and communicate with them, and assuming you're not like a murderer or something, you can actually go to them and try the machine out, make coffee with it. They'll make you coffee, talk about ownership, like,
wow,
yeah. They have this next part. I don't actually think is any different. I mean, I think retail jewelry stores handle this part pretty well, but they obviously. I mean, I think I had maybe 8 Zoom call. I think they're out of the West Coast, or so. I had probably 8 Zoom calls with their engineers, trying to figure out what model I needed, which kind of high, medium, low kind of model. Um, and based on the fact that I make a lot of milk drinks, there was a very specific thing about the milk steam wand that was like really important in the slightly upgraded one, and it was this whole thing. And they kind of explain. They went into a ton of detail. I probably had 8 conversations with him or whatever. So there was a few more things even than that, but I don't know. I'd probably offer that as like an anecdote that happened fairly recently. Um, for sort of a specialized purchase in that price point. And, you know, um, I don't know. at the same time, I think about buying like I don't know, do computers or like have you ever bought like nice like furniture and stuff? I, this is where I'm not sure that I necessarily agree. I think there's still like a really valid point in what this is saying, um, but I mean, I don't. I mean, it sort of depends on the retail environment. Like you're sort of,
Yeah. So again, this does not apply to every retail jewelry store equally, right?
yeah,
I think by and large, uh, in that he may be talking about like big box stores in particular. Again,
got
not
it. Yeah,
yeah. I don't know. I don't know where
yeah,
where they were shopping or any
right.
of that. But again, to your we just talked about a totally opposite experience of a guy in Colorado where walking into stores like transporting to another
Right.
into a gold mine.
Mm,
um, that sounds like an incredible experience, right?
that sounds awesome.
um,
Yeah,
Again, I think by like we talked to Harris, we talked to Michelle,
yeah,
um, on the on this podcast, and those are two examples of just amazing. I think from everything we've heard is amazing experiences.
yeah,
um, and I think we try to work with those are the kinds of stores we try to work with, right? So um, I it's certainly not true everywhere, and a lot of it is, and they say later in the article, the stores that are you know the stores that are that you see are doing better. Um, you see a sales associate spending a lot of time. You know, again, this is partly up to the consumer, I guess, but overall in general, you see a sales associate spending a bunch of time consulting with the consumer, talking about the diamond, talking about the ring, or the piece of jewelry or whatever it is, and really kind of walking them through. There's a lot of education that happens, and that's what really makes the difference at the end of the day. Like, again, it's entertaining to go have an experience like the mine, but that doesn't necessarily
mm,
make or break the retail experience, right? And that's what we talked to Harris about. He said, like, um, all those things are cool, but at the end of the day, like, consumer walks in, they want to have a piece of jewelry in their hand as quickly as possible to have that experience, right? To have
right,
and build that. They're there to see jewelry.
right,
Um, so I think that makes sense. I, I think so. Yeah. Do you want to? Yeah. So I wanted to kind of put that together with the other article
mm,
and come around to kind of and in that I think those two things kind of come together to to build a point here, um, or to point to something. So that second article is about the food industry, um, and that article makes the point that the food industry or food is very close to one of the top subjects on social media, whether it's YouTube or Instagram or whatever, TikTok or whatever social media outlet. food like is dominating those channels, um, and also has just exploded as an industry over the last 20 years. Um, and kind of hand in hand, right? As it kind of built that content and started putting that content out there. And we've talked about this before, like, 20 years ago, you'd have, if you come to New York, you'd have a few restaurants that you know of that are like the top restaurants in New York, and that would be it. And other than that, you'd look through like the Zagat directory, or or you'd ask around, get a few recommendations, but you'd kind of try to find a good restaurant, walk into a place not knowing what to expect. It's a totally different experience than it is today,
Mm.
where today you're literally like watching things about food on YouTube. You're following certain chefs. You're like going to a restaurant because you've heard it, you've seen it, you've seen the you know the chef, you know what they cook, you know what they specialize in. You have things on the menu that you've seen videos about, and you're going in like knowing already what you want to eat, and all this stuff. Um, and the thing that happened there is that chefs invited people into the kitchen, right, on YouTube. They just started um, showing the showing the food preparation process. Right, they show just cooking shows, competition shows, or even just like recipe videos or whatever. And you just see, again, the article talks about like it's visually appealing, and they give 3 or 4 points, but I think it boils down to like it's visually appealing. It's like probably appeals to your taste buds also. Like you're watching it and you can
Yeah.
imagine what it tastes like. It's just like it's an awesome sensory experience, and that's why a lot of people just watch cooking videos, and they made it glamorous, right? And coming back to us, uh, jewelry has that, right? It is a visually appealing, sensory appealing thing. It is glamorous. It is amazing. It has this amazing process behind it. There's a lot of other industries that may not be like that,
Mm.
um, but this is absolutely perfect for producing content. Right,
Right.
this is low hanging fruit, and so for me, uh, making this, producing this podcast and starting to produce some of the video and the content that we're working on is for that to um, open up like behind the scenes, like how is it made, to start showing some of that glamour, some of that process, the education, but just sharing that, the glamour and the story,
Mm.
um, out there with people, to you know to be part of that excitement, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, this guy on this article, he said the first part of his sentence is, "This is the most beautiful product in the world," and it's true. The stuff that this industry makes and sort of deals with. I mean, just think about like the products and the services. Whether it's a new ring, and a fresh, a new an earth mine or a lab grown diamond, whatever it is, or a colored stone for like an engagement ring, or someone has family rings and they don't know what to do with them. They just know they love their grandmother and they want to keep that symbolism and everything, and they take it into a jewelry store and they turn it into something new. Use the gold, use the stones, and it's something stylish and that they can wear every day. And those things, not only are the materials beautiful, fun, they have heritage, they have technology in them, how they were made. They can be millions of years old. There's a craftsmanship element, an artisan element. There's a sourcing element. It's coming from stuff from all over the world, the whole planet. Even outside of the planet, if you get a meteorite in
Yeah.
Min's and I mean, so the materials are insane, fun, interesting, all of that stuff, on par with or more so than anything else I can think of that industry wise. The and the stories and what it means and the implication behind it is, again, on par with or more important than any other industry I can think of. So
Yeah.
there's these two things, these crazy
Yeah.
unbelievable crossroads of things that make this. And I'll just and even further, making the stuff is crazy and insane and interesting,
Yeah.
and what goes on in the stores is also crazy and fun and interesting. Uh, how high energy it can be, deadlines, crazy. Everyone knows that. Yeah, people are going to come in, they need an engagement ring, and they give you just not enough time to make it before the deadline or Christmas or whatever it is. So, while at the time we're filming this, we're coming up on this Christmas deadline, right? And there's going to be people past the deadline that got to have stuff, and we'll figure that out. And it happens. It's always a thing. So the every single sort of way you look at our industry, the jewelry industry, is exciting or fun or interesting or very important, very
Yeah.
meaningful. I should say.
Meaningful. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think meaningful is the word, and you touched on the other. Yeah, it's not just the visually appealing, but it's the stories, the sourcing, the how you make it, all this, the tech behind it, and then you touched on the meaningfulness behind, whether it's your grandmother's stones or heritage piece or something like that. The symbolism behind this is uh, it's extremely powerful stuff, right? And we see this on a daily basis, right? We're seeing people stories that have so much invested in those stories beyond the materials and the price and the stones or the materials themselves. There's so much invested in the design and the symbolism and the engravings and all this stuff, and that it's so amazing to be part of this. And it's again, it's not a story that is largely out there. Like most people don't know that about the industry. They don't know almost anything about the industry.
Right.
Um, and I think that sharing that um, is powerful and just important on some level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sort of comes, this concept you want to talk about, the concept of jeweling. This is
Yeah. Oh
sort of
yeah. Yeah.
what,
What's jeweling? Tell us about jeweling.
yeah. So, I mean, that's, everything we just said, right. And so, for us, um, to me, it kind of boils down to this concept of jeweling, right? And so jeweling is why we're here. It's why we're all here. And jeweling is this this method or the action of just giving things in your life meaning, right? Being intentional, being aware, and giving those things meaning. And it's an everyday thing. It's a special occasion thing. It's the Christmas gifts or trips. It's those special moments on a daily basis. It's remembering a graduation or a promotion at work or career change or retiring or remembering a loved one. It's every one of those moments that happens every day to all of us. And this idea is just making those moments more special as you can, giving them intention, giving them meaning, and showing that. And however that's done is up to the person. The important thing, you know, a lot of what the jewelry industry is here to do, we can sort of forget about a lot of times this whole thing with lab and natural and materials and gold, and let's not think about that for a second. Let's just think about the moments on an everyday basis that you want to remember, that you want to make special, is how you can do that. And one of the most effective ways of doing that, it has been forever, is sort of encapsulating that moment with something that sort of matches that level of emotion. Rare metals, materials, diamonds, things that kind of matter to people, that sort of symbolize that emotion. Um, and I think that's a lot of what our industry sort of does, on a day to day basis. So I think that's what the industry's about, and that's why we're here. And I that's sort of what we're doing here too. Is we want to talk about that concept of jeweling, how it plays out, how it's done. And yeah, I mean that's kind of what we're talking about. I guess
Yeah.
that's why we're here.
Yeah. So I don't know if you remember, but a while ago, it was a year or two ago, you told me about, and I don't know if you can replicate that, but you told me this spiel about jewelry is a verb,
Mm,
it's not a thing.
mm,
And the kind of the logic behind that. And I think it's very powerful. I don't know if you remember that, but I can kind of uh, summarize. You know, obviously the jewelry that you have or the jewelry that you give is a physical object, but generally what that object represents, is really what gives it what makes it jewelry, right? Um, what makes it meaningful, and that object often represents whether it's a Christmas gift or a birthday gift or an engagement ring or a mother's pendant, like a mom pendant, or whatever that may be. And we see again, there's birthdays and Christmas gifts, which are certainly which are meaningful, and then there are very, very powerful stories, which are once in a lifetime, or which may happen to people, which happen to people uh, rarely. I mean, people funerals and just happy stories, sad stories, touching stories, all kinds of things that we see come across, and there's those pieces of jewelry are imbued with meaning that's beyond the physical piece, and it's the act of commemorating that, and it's that sharing that meaning, that's what makes that piece. And so in that sense, it's that jewelry is more an action. It's more it's more a commemorating than the physical object itself.
It's kind of the act of giving those moments meaning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's the
yeah,
act of giving those moments meaning. Yeah.
yeah. Um, and that's what that's what makes jeweling so powerful.
Mm.
Um, we had a piece, and it's like just recently we had made this piece, and it's a um, it's a simple piece, kind of a whimsical piece. Um, it's actually like bacon and eggs pendant.
Yeah.
Made a design, and in fact, you're working on something that's like a pencil, right? It's whimsical pieces that we make. It's a very nice piece, nicely constructed, but the design is like, okay, you wouldn't think of that as, it's not like a red carpet, this or that.
Right.
You wouldn't think of, that's not the most glamorous thing you would think of. But this bacon and eggs piece was given to somebody, by a retailer that we work with, and given to somebody that is, she has been cooking breakfast and providing breakfast for hundreds of people in the community, in their community, every single day for decades.
Wow.
At something that, uh, just feeding people that uh, can or cannot afford that, and he gave her that piece, as as a thank you, for just a recognition of what she's done for that community. And what better way to say that? Like, that's
Yeah.
it's not the piece, it's not the materials in that piece that makes it special. It's not the design of the piece that makes it special. It's the story behind it.
Yeah.
That's what and it's the thought of recognizing her for that.
Hmm. And it's
Um,
every time you put it on or look at it, or someone notices it and says, wow,
Yeah.
what is that? That's really cool. Or
Yeah.
you get to sort of relive that joy a little bit, and you get to kind of experience that again. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Um, and that's what, yeah, I mean, and that's why that's why it's made of those materials, because they last long. And that's, yes, it makes a difference that we make it gold or silver or platinum or whatever it may be, because those things last. They're precious. They last. It's constructed well. It's heirloom quality uh, jewelry, because we want that to last for generations. We want that piece to be handed down to somebody and then somebody else, and um, but that's just in service of the meaning and the story behind it.
Mm. Yeah. And I think too, I think people will sort of, if they can hear that concept, and like me, when we started talking about that concept and sort of, putting it in our minds or stuff, whenever we it sort of gives you a new way to look at the industry a little bit, and it sort of helps shuffle around what might be important, and might what might be sort of the goal, or you know and as we start talking to really interesting, influential, awesome people in our industry, like we've already done with the Harris conversation and Michelle and Jeff, you can see, you can hear and feel exactly that in all the things that are said, all the
Yeah.
little, like I don't know, when we talk about crazy stories like with Jeff, or interesting, like the butterfly ring with Michelle, and there's a couple things at play there. One is the the craftsmanship and construction and all that is really cool, and very interesting, and people would probably find that really exciting, um, or at minimum just really interesting how that stuff is built. But two is, you can, and I'm just kind of comparing that to this article that we just read, is like, okay, you're getting some of these pretty rough answers to some of these questions, or people are sending these secret shoppers and stuff. And I would probably, just what I'm about to say is based around the fact that I would say there are amazing people in our industry, especially at a retail level, that are dealing with these customers and consumers, people walking in their store, and you can just feel exactly what we just said in those people and in those environments. You
Yeah.
can walk into I do it every day. You can walk into jewelry stores, and you can feel that inertia and energy and care and feeling in the air and in the movements and the things that are happening. And these people, at a good jewelry store, at a good jewelry manufacturer, you can tell as soon as they start talking, and by the things that they do, you can tell that they are subscribed to the concept of jeweling, that these things are not uh, products that have, that are just the value of the amount of money you're willing to give me, or whatever it is, that these things are symbolic to what the people that are getting them are going through, and happen, and what's happening to them in their lives. You can just feel that. And so I would really recommend anyone that has an experience, they walk into a jewelry store, and and they're like, oh, I really want to know about lab grown and earth mine, and the answer that you get is, well,
Yeah.
the price is different.
Yeah.
I would strongly recommend to find another jewelry store, because there are so many. There are like so many out there that will
Yeah.
give this experience that we're kind of talking about, and make that feel really, really important and special. And I think that's the point of their article. That's what, like me, that's what people want, in that experience. I'm trying to, um, kind of memorialize a really important moment in my life. I I want the experience of making that happen to sort of match or fall in line with how important that is to me. I want,
Yeah.
to the best of everyone's ability, the experience to kind of match that level, and for it to matter to them, and to get that information about heritage, uh, sourcing, if that's what I care about. I mean, price point, whatever is going to work for me. Um, and it's available in our industry, and again, I just think I'm really happy. That's sort of what we're doing, is we want to have these conversations with these people in our industry, and sort of show that side,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
jeweling side of people, and also show the crazy, fun, interesting, enlightening, educational, here's how you make stuff, here's how it sort of happens, here's how we literally just drive around to these stores, and all of that put together is our industry, and yeah, excited
Yeah.
to show it.
I think all that goes into the story. Like,
Yeah,
that's, and like you said, some people will resonate with the the heritage of the materials or whatever. Like, where did these materials come from, and how long were they in the ground, and
yeah,
things like that. And some people will find it more interesting, like, oh, how did you produce this? Like, what's that process like, or things like that. Or some people just more resonate with the design itself, just the beauty of it.
right,
So that's there's different things to resonate with, but there's a whole story. There's a whole um, the from the mines to the manufacturing to the uh, you know sales reps, traveling around on the road, and going to trade shows, and all this crazy stuff that goes on behind the scenes. That again we take for granted, but it's pretty interesting and remarkable in certain ways. That you go into this convention and there's all these people showing jewelry or whatever. Like, I think there's a story there, and it's interesting to people, and I think not just interesting, but like learning about that makes it more approachable,
mm,
right? And I think, like you said, there are these amazing people, these amazing retailers that we're talking to, and amazing, other people in the industry that we will talk to, and share their stories. And yeah, that is out there, and you just got to find the right one, the right place, the right trust relationship that you can build that trust with,
mm,
and be excited with, uh, and yeah, not to, as opposed to being kind of intimidating, or
yeah,
yeah. Um, So yeah, I mean, I agree that there are amazing experiences and amazing retailers, and that's kind of what we want to showcase.
Mm.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to having those conversations with um, retailers, people on the manufacturing side, artisans, designers, materials, like um, just there's so many things and so many people involved.
Mm. Museum people, anyone.
Yeah,
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 there's people that you wouldn't think of in the industry that sort of are,
yeah.
that have these kind of wild stories. Yeah,
So I
nice.
think we
Yeah.
just open up this world, and I think we'll learn a lot
Mm.
in this process too.
Yeah. If the drones don't get us,
Yeah,
there's a chance we've done all this and we're saying we're gonna continue or whatever, and but we don't. The big missing link here is that we do not know what those drones are gonna do.
yeah. You're still on the drone. I thought we
No,
established that the drones are just on TikTok,
well,
and
I don't know. And if next episode it's just me, we'll know. There's an alibi for that, and we'll know that
well, no,
you've been taken hostage by the drones.
yeah. Again, yeah. If that happens, then keep this going.
I'm gonna,
This is what's important. Juuling is where it's at.
yeah. I mean that matters, but the drones, that's what's really important right now, and we
Yeah,
got to figure that out.
yeah. We gotta go figure that out
We
now.
really should go. Yeah, yeah. We got to figure that out. So.
It's
No, this
getting
is
late
good.
here. It's probably going to start coming out now. So we
Yeah,
should,
it's getting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Be on the lookout. Yeah, make sure. Yeah, don't miss this one. I need some confirmation from someone. You're our on the field reporter.
yeah,
So you're
yeah. Next time I'll be out in the field.
yeah,
Next episode I'll be looking for drones.
yeah. What is that? Dang! Oh my gosh, killer reference, and I can't think of the movie. It's not Nope. It's Jordan Peele. It's one of Jordan Peele's movies. It's the one. It's one about aliens. Oh no. Just
Not Get Out.
not.
Not.
No, maybe it is Nope. Hang on, hang on. We need a. Can you add? Uh, I know we need a stylist. Can we add researcher,
Uh,
or should I just be better? Hang on.
dude, this.
Oh no, I just want to clarify. I had it right. We don't need a researcher. I just need to trust myself. Yeah, Nope. I don't know if you've had a chance to see it. It's
I haven't seen Nope. No, I've seen Get Out. I didn't see Nope.
okay. Well, Nope is it's this. It's exactly what's happening. Is Nope. There's a mysterious drone that comes over the farm, and it's like I think it's killing. Something happened. It's like spitting some mystery thing. It's doing something to their animals, horses or whatever it is, and they're trying to capture this thing, and they can't get it on camera or anything like that. And they have, I mean, they even bring in this like old school. So the electronics don't work. Sound familiar? And so
Yeah,
what the answer was, we all need to be watching this to get the methodology. They brought in this like old school ex Hollywood guy that has one of those like 10-foot, 400-pound IMAX cameras that you like spin to record. I don't know if you've seen the. I know you're kind of old. I figured you'd be. Do you know? You know
well,
when they used to
yeah.
spin the cameras to film?
Oh yeah, okay. Like the Crank It.
Yeah, yeah. You
Yeah,
crank them. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Not speed. Yeah, crank. Yeah, yeah. I
yeah.
knew you'd be
Okay.
familiar. Yeah. So they brought out. They
Wow.
brought out,
Okay.
dude. They like tried to film it with those big. Anyway, it's insane movies playing out exactly like this.
So how like what's the likelihood on that like a thing shows up and it actually the electronics go blank just like in the movie. Like what? Like how is that possible?
Are you really gonna? So hang on, I just want to clarify your question.
You're telling me some like alien race came here from like 3,000 light years away or whatever, and they came here, or they came from the bottom of the ocean or whatever. Like the governor decided,
Godzilla style.
Godzilla style and or Wakanda style or whatever,
Yeah.
and then they came here and they just act like Hollywood, like Hollywood, like the Hollywood storyline had it all correct. I mean,
Who would have
I don't
thought?
know, man.
Who would have thought that the big premise of this podcast episode is that Hollywood had it right?
Yeah,
Nothing. I think we can. From what I'm gathering, I'm not saying this, but from what I'm gathering that you're saying is that nothing bad's happening in Hollywood. Hollywood's got it right.
no, I'm
It's good.
saying that how unlikely this just seems very unlikely, and it seems more like a TikTok gaslighting.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
I
like the Chinese are
I just think it's
gaslighting us.
funny that I could say the same thing back. I just think it's hilarious that you think a species of things came from across the universe. They have that technology. They get here, and you're questioning their ability to make our phones go a little fuzzy.
I mean,
What do you
I
mean?
suppose that's the other way
What do
of
you think?
looking at this,
They
but.
the top
So,
scientists.
so, so you're saying they traveled across the universe, they got here,
Uh,
and then before they started droning around, they kind of watched a few movies and decided how to act based on that. They're like, "Oh, we could do that.
they
That's what they're expecting. We could do that. We can make
yeah,
it happen."
they
Yeah,
they got here and they were like, okay, shoot, we need to assimilate. All right, let's go. What's the biggest? Okay, Netflix. What's and they
yeah.
right, we need to figure out what
Let's
these
check
guys do.
Netflix
And
and
they
see.
turn
Yeah,
Netflix on, and then the first two movies they see and watch are Nope and Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning One.
yeah.
And they're
You're
like,
like,
all right,
hey,
this
let's see
is
what would Will Smith do, and it's like, okay, this
yeah,
is gonna turn off all the electronics. That's what we gotta do.
yeah. They're like, yeah, these two movies must be. Oh, they watch those movies and they're like, oh, guys, we're not the first ones here. This is
Yeah,
already
yeah,
this has already happened,
yeah,
and it looks like we can win if we just do this. And
yeah.
they think, oh, we must be watching some kind of time travel documentary. This has already happened. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Could
I don't
be,
know.
could be.
I mean, that's just as plausible as
Totally valid.
I don't see how that's any less plausible than whatever the governor said. I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't mean to pick on him. I don't even remember what he said. Whatever it was.
that's
If
all
you
right. This is a safe space. I guess, you could pick on. I mean,
okay, good. I remember exactly what he said. There's no way that's any less. There's no way that's any less plausible than. By the way, your governor, not mine. That saying, "Oh yeah, there's a big mothership at the bottom of the ocean they're coming out of."
yeah. Well, fair enough. Yeah.
There's no. I mean, yeah.
By the way, in case, so going back to your researcher thing, I don't know if you saw the OpenAI thing from yesterday, but we can literally have a like an AI video chat that could probably figure out a way for that to join us and be
What?
like Rogan has Jamie.
Yeah.
We can probably just have like a AI Jamie join us.
That can be
Maybe we'll
our.
call him Jamie too.
We could call him Jamie. That could be our researcher. So, like, if I was like, "Oh no, what's that movie?" It would be here, and it would just say
Yeah,
"King of Nope" or whatever.
yeah. We should probably just include. Yeah,
Can it do our? It could do our wardrobes too, probably.
it could probably do our wardrobes, and maybe it might actually have a better conversation than.
It It would
It
probably be able
might
to stay on
like
track.
cut us off when we're droning on about.
Yeah, it's like, hey, yeah,
Yeah,
we're like saying some meaningful thing, and like we're like really in it. We think we're like really gaining some followers, and
yeah,
it just chimes in like, dude, you've been talking for 35 minutes. Even this one, however long this has been, quite a while. I
been a
think before
while.
we started, it was like, hey, let's just do this. Is going to be like a quick 30-minute episode for everyone to know what we're doing here, maybe the premise of the
Yeah,
whole thing, and not to spoil anything. We'll see how much gets cut out of here, but
yeah.
we're just about at 2 hours here.
I think this might be like three separate episodes. One just about drones,
One about drones, yeah, yeah. It was one about
and
drones, yeah,
one about juuling,
yeah.
and probably a third one.
The third one about like, yeah,
I think we talked
movies.
about something else too, movies maybe,
We've been
or
talking about a lot of movies.
yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. I don't
Uh,
know.
yeah. Uh, all right, we should probably
We should probably go now. Yeah.
Riverside's gonna get mad at us.
Yeah.
So, well, good talk, and yeah,
No, this has been good. No, no recap, just a hard stop, right?
just hard stuff.
This, hey, if you guys want to know, if you guys are skipping ahead or whatever, trying to get through the movie talk and the drones, sorry, sorry guys, there's no recap at the end. You
Yeah,
gotta you gotta grind through the whole thing to get the good stuff. I'm not even gonna tell you where in the episode I think the good stuff kind of happened.
yeah.
You're gonna have to
This one's
grind.
rough. We might actually have to like cut this in pieces and just have just record like intros for each clip because I'm not sure how many people are going to
Well,
get
I'm
through.
not. Yeah, I'm not doing it in my underwear again. Last time I was lied to. Last time, so these new intros are going to be. I'm going to be in a suit, so
Yeah,
get ready. And also, I think uh, any crazy people out there keeping track of this for some reason, uh, it you're going to see this has been kind of a hilarious downfall of my dress code. I think in the first episode, wearing like ties and stuff, like really, really looking clean, and then it's just downhill from there. And then it turned into like, okay, maybe a non tie dress shirt, open dress shirt. Then
well,
maybe
you're really trying to shoot us in the foot here.
I'm really, yeah. And
This
then
thing's going to go downhill. I don't know about this, man. This is
I'm in a
I may need to go solo.
yeah. You're gonna yeah, yeah. Well, you've been wearing the same thing every episode, so no one knows.
Well, it
No,
looks good.
no
Yeah.
one knows. If anyone wants to go back and watch, just watch Neil's dress because it's exactly static.
Yeah, well,
And I
yeah,
didn't
the
tell you this at the beginning. That is the same
six
shirt.
super fans that we have
Yeah,
are definitely making notes and
yeah. That
keeping
is
track.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah, same shirt the whole time. Yeah, you don't know when this was filmed. Did
yeah,
we film all of season one in one day?
yeah,
We
exactly.
did. Maybe we did. We talked
Dude,
for
that was just more hours than yeah. We talked for 23 out of the 24 hours,
20.
and
Yeah,
yeah,
23 out of the 24. Yeah, and that'll make a lot of sense when some of the conversations you listen to me and you just absolute nonsense, just the dumbest
yeah,
sentences. It's going to make a lot more sense when you realize we've been talking for 23 hours.
yeah. It's late, guys.
It's late.
Dragon. Yeah,
It's late. Yeah. So, all right, that sounds good. I think wrap up for everyone.
yeah. Let's
Um,
wrap it up.
yeah, this is good. We'll keep. We have some more planned. We've got some more being edited, so just stay tuned. They're coming out on some kind of schedule. I didn't know there was video, so I definitely don't know the schedule.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. Yeah, thanks, Neil. It was good.
All right, man.
All right,
See you
talk to you
next time.
later.
Bye.